Hey there, fellow history enthusiasts. Welcome back to our channel, where we explore some of the most captivating moments in the past. Today, we're delving into a pivotal event that shook China and the world in 1989, the Tiananmen Square Protests. But before we dive into the historical details, we have a special surprise. Towards the end of this video, I'll be revealing some lesser-known and astonishing facts about the Tiananmen Square protests that will leave you in awe. So, stay tuned till the end. The year was 1989, and China was undergoing significant political and economic changes. The country was transitioning from a more isolated society to a more open one, and citizens were starting to call for greater political freedoms and democratic reforms. This iconic square in the heart of Beijing holds immense historical significance. It has been a witness to numerous events that shaped China's destiny. However, in the spring of 1989, it became the focal point of a pro-democracy movement that would change the course of history forever. It all began with peaceful demonstrations led by students and intellectuals, demanding transparency, freedom of speech, and an end to corruption within the government. As days passed, the crowd swelled, and the movement gained momentum, attracting people from all walks of life. But as the movement grew larger, so did the tension between the protesters and the government. On June 3, 1989, the Chinese government made a fateful decision to suppress the protests by force. Troops were deployed, and the famous image of the tank man facing a line of military tanks remains etched in our memories. The tank man's act of bravery symbolizes the unwavering spirit of the protesters, who stood their ground despite the overwhelming force against them. The aftermath of the Tiananmen Square protests was both heart-wrenching and far-reaching. Thousands of lives were lost, and many protesters were imprisoned. The government's response to the demonstrations was widely condemned by the international community, and it led to economic sanctions against China. Now, for the surprising segment you've been waiting for. Did you know that years after the protests, an incredible movement called the Tank Man Project emerged? Artists from around the world created replicas of the iconic Tank Man photo, placing them in various public spaces as a symbol of resilience and freedom. Such a powerful tribute, don't you think? But that's not all. One of the lesser-known facts is that every year, on the anniversary of the Tiananmen Square protests, people in Hong Kong hold a massive vigil to remember the events and show solidarity with those who fought for democracy. It's truly remarkable how a single event can ignite hope and determination across generations. And there you have it, a surprising and inspiring twist to this chapter in history. Now, let's take a moment to remember those who bravely stood up for their beliefs during the Tiananmen Square protests. Thank you for joining me today on this journey through time. If you found this video insightful, give it a thumbs up and share it with your fellow history enthusiasts. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more intriguing stories from the past. Until next time, keep exploring, keep learning, and keep questioning.